everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I transform some trash to treasure, so please keep watching. You guys, these are the items that I found, and I found them so these are the items that I found. I found them actually really in the trash, and I wanted to recreate them, so I didn't collect them all at once, but I've been gathering them just to make some neat projects with them. So here, this is just like a piece of MDF or type of cheap wood circle, and then I have this crate kind of a box which looks super cute. Obviously I need to wipe it down, and then I have this neat vintage looking metal toolbox that I also have an amazing idea for it. And then I have this broken wooden stool that I also want to transform. So if you want to see what I do with these, please keep watching. So the first thing I'm going to do before doing anything else is to take some soap water and just a rag, and then I'm just going to clean everything before I start painting. So the first thing I did was to make sure that I wipe them thoroughly before I start doing anything with them, just because I got them really in the trash while I was going for a walk or anything. If I saw something interesting, I would just get them because I wanted to try to repurpose them into something different that maybe someone might not think of it. So that's why I'm just wiping everything, and I'm using some dish soap as well as some warm water and an old piece of rag that I had at home, and I'm just gonna make sure to clean everything super well before I start transforming these objects. After I was done cleaning everything, I took my electric drill, and I wanted to remove the broken wooden piece that's on the metal stool right here. So I'm just using my drill, and I'm just going to remove that. And once that's done, I'm just going to put it aside and then work on that piece. I then took the metal base and I spray painted with this gorgeous blue color. I really like this color, and as soon as I saw it in the hardware store, I took it for this project. So I'm just shaking really well to make sure everything is good to go. And then I'm in a well ventilated area just outside in my patio, and I'm just gonna spray paint this to give it a new fresh color. Once the base was drying, I also took the MDF wood form, and I took this white color from the same spray paint collection, and I'm just gonna spray paint the top with this white. I really like that the contrast that it's gonna give, so that's what I'm gonna do for the top of my project here. And I'm not really a big fan of this white spray paint. I think some other spray paint might give better coverage, but I'm gonna work with what I have. So I'm gonna put probably 2 coats and then let it dry. So today I'm joining the Trash to Treasure challenge hosted by Casey at Coffee with My Sunshine, and her co-host Heidi Sonboul at Happily Thriving Heidi. So the next project that I'm going to do is to transform this metal toolbox. So what I'm going to do first is just to hide all the hardware, and to do that I'm just taking some painter's tape, and I'm just going to cover that, so that when I spray paint this, the hardware will be intact. So I'm just going to make sure to cover as much as I can before I proceed to the next step. I then took the same blue spray paint color that I used for my previous project, and I'm just going to spray paint the whole outside of this toolbox to match in this blue color. I really like this color. I think it's one of my new favorite color for the summer, and it matches my patio cushions on my sectional that I made, and I can't wait to share that project with all of you as well. I'll be doing my patio makeover video coming up soon, so make sure you hit the bell icon so you don't miss on that video upcoming as well. Once you're done watching my video, make sure to look in the description below. I'll be leaving a link to both Casey and Heidi's YouTube channel, as well as a link to the playlist. So make sure you click on the playlist so you don't miss on any of the other amazing videos that you're gonna find. While the metal box was drying, I took this wooden box that I have, and I'm gonna spray paint it with the white color, and I'm just using the same spray paint that I used for my previous project, and I'm just gonna paint or spray paint the whole outside of this box in this white spray paint, and I'm gonna let everything dry. I then took this round shape, and as you can see there are some hardware in the back, so again I'm just going to take my drill and remove all of that, and then I'm going to attach the base to this top to make a beautiful garden bench. I then used my Cricut and I let that get into work, and I created this beautiful decal, and I'm just gonna cut it through my Cricut machine, and then I'm gonna use that for my project. Once my decal came out of the Cricut machine, I'm just gonna remove all of the top coat or the top layer, and then that would just expose my decal, and then I'm just going to use the tools that comes with the Cricut machine just to remove all of the other inner parts of the words, and then I'm going to use a transfer paper that I got from the Dollar Tree, and then I'm going to transfer this into my project. So this is something that you want to take your time. It's not very easy. I'm still very new with this whole Cricut machine, and it is something that needs experience to get good at it, but I really enjoy this process, and I love doing this, so I think I'm going to start making more projects with my Cricut machine. So here I am just using the squeegee that came also with my Cricut machine, and I'm just going to transfer it onto the top of my stool once I'm done removing the decal into my transfer sheet. So here, as you can see, although I'm fast forwarding this, I took my time, and you really want to make sure to take your time when you do this project. Once I was happy with how it looked, I just took this sandpaper that I also got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just lightly sanding the surface just to give it that rustic farmhouse finish to my stool, and I think it looks super cute. I can't wait to show you how it looks in my garden. So moving on to the toolbox, once everything was dry, I just took out all the painter's tape before I proceeded with the next steps. I then took the same sandpaper and I sanded at the edges. I wanted to expose some of the red color that was underneath the spray paint. I didn't want to do too much, but just to give a bit of a distressed look and to expose that bright red color that was underneath. I knew I wanted to put some form of a decal on this toolbox, so I'm just going to measure the space where I want the decal to go. So here I'm just going to take my measuring tape and just measure where I want the decal to go so that I know what size to make. So again, I just used my Cricut, and I was able to use the same transfer paper that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just transferring the words here, and this one as well. Again, I'm just like I said, working with this project, and I'm taking my time, and I love how the letters look, and the black color against the blue is super gorgeous. So just taking my time, I'm just gonna peel away the transfer sheet here. If you are joining the DIY residence for the first time, then welcome. I upload new videos every week, and I share the many DIY projects that I do in hopes to inspire others to do crafts. So if this is something that interests you, please hit the subscribe button as well as the bell icon so you don't miss on any of my future projects. I then took the toolbox outside, and I'm using my drill with the drill bit, and I'm making holes in the bottom. So this is a little bit tricky just because the metal was a bit hard, so just taking your time and being careful. I just made some holes, and I'm gonna make 3 holes in the back here as well as on the sides, and you're gonna see what I'm gonna do next. So here you can see the holes that I made in the bottom as well as on the side and the back of the tin as well, or the toolbox as well. And here I'm on my patio deck, and I wanted to put this and to make it like a planter, so that was my idea. So here I'm just taking some nails, and I'm gonna screw that in to hold it in place. Now for my final project, which is the wooden box, I'm using this red color vinyl for my project, and I created this decal using my Cricut once again, and I'm putting my machine to work this time again. So once everything was done cutting, I'm going to do the same steps. So just peel away the first layer, and then I'm going to transfer the letters onto a transfer paper, and then I'm going to stick it on my project. So again here, although the video is fast forward, I really took my time, and it took me quite some time to do this project because I'm not really familiar with the Cricut like I was saying before. So if you're new at this, make sure you take your time. It could be frustrating at the beginning, but it's really worth it once you get the hang of it. So here I'm just going to transfer it on the front of my wooden box, and here I'm going to transform this box into a first aid kit that I think would be very handy when you have a house full of kids, to have somewhere to go when you need a first aid handy. So I think this is such a great project, and I was really able to transform that wooden box into something very useful. Because the inside of this wooden box had so many cubicles or separations, I think it was really handy, and I was able to get some supplies from the Dollar Tree like band-aids and you name it. They had so many in their section in the Dollar Tree, and I was able to fill this here, and I have some more room to add some more stuff in here. So this is how it looks, and I think it looks super cute, and it gives that rustic farmhouse vibe that goes with the rest of the pieces in my house, and I really enjoy these projects. And coming back to my planter right here, I'm just going to fill it with some regular soil, and I'm going to plant some annuals here that would give us bright flowers throughout the summer, and the holes that I made in the bottom would give good drainage when I decide to water them, and this is how it's going to look. So if you want to know what type of flowers I'm using, this is the card that came in. So it's a form of geranium. That's an annual plant here that I'm gonna use for this project. And once everything was planted, I just give it a good wipe, and that was it for this project. I think it looks super cute, and it matches so well the rest of my decor in my patio, and I really love it. So here we go. These are the items that I started off with as trash, and I just took some steps to transform these and upcycle them into something really gorgeous and to bring them back to life. And this is how they turn out. This is my planter, as well as my first aid kit here that I'm sure it's going to be very useful
as well as my little garden stool or garden side table that I can use when I'm entertaining, or just to put some drinks and some snacks on here. I think that would come in very handy as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss on any of my upcoming videos. Take care. Bye bye.